Chapter on acids and bases. To start with Lewis' concept of acids and bases, let's define what is an acid. An acid is the one which can accept an electron pair to form a coordinate covalent bond, for which it must contain at least one empty orbital in its valence shell. On the contrary, we have a base which is a species which has to donate an electron pair to form the coordinate covalent bond. In general, it is the process of neutralization between the acid and base to form the coordinate complex or the adduct. An example could be hydrogen ion and ammonia giving rise to an adduct. The arrow is going from ammonia to hydrogen because ammonia has an electron pair, and the end result is getting ammonium hydroxide. Another concept of acid base is Bronsted-Lowry concept, wherein we talk about acceptance and donation of proton. Acid is the one which accepts a proton, base is the one that donates a proton. The applications of Lewis concept are, it includes reactions where no protons are involved, or one can explain basic properties of metallic oxides and acidic properties of non-metallic oxides. The classification of Lewis acids and bases into hard and soft is here. To begin with, soft Lewis bases, they are basically donor atoms. As we know, bases are donors. They are donor atoms which are easily polarized. What is the meaning of polarization? Is distorting an electron cloud, and hence they have low electronegativity. We know that anything which is larger in size is unable to hold electrons to itself or attract electrons to itself. So the softness increases with increase in size of the donor atom. Examples include thiocyanate, cyanide, iodide, hydride ions. Then we come to hard Lewis bases. They have low polarizability and high electronegativity. It is opposite to that of soft Lewis bases. Examples include water, OH ions, fluoride ions, acetate ions. Coming to soft and hard acids. Soft acids are the ones which are readily polarized, have large size, have low positive charge or zero charge. Examples include copper ions, silver ions, gold ions, mercury ions. Then we have hard acids which are hard to polarize. They are small sized ions. They have high positive charge. Examples include H+ ion, lithium ion, sodium ion, potassium ion, beryllium ion, calcium ion and aluminium ion. The last two ions, calcium and aluminium, will emphasize the high positive charge. Coming to the SHAB principle, that is soft and hard acid base principle, which could also be referred to as HSAB principle. To begin with, we have acid A and base B giving rise to an adduct AB. For formation of a stable product, both A and B have to be either soft or both have to be hard. You will get least stable complex if one reactant is very hard and the other one is very soft. The applications of SHAB include predicting stabilities of various complexes or adducts. One can also tell why certain ores exist in nature. So I have two questions for you. One is why silver iodide ion is stable whereas silver fluoride ion does not exist. The other question is why cobalt hexafluoro complex is stable while cobalt hexa iodo complex is not stable. Going to the leveling effect of the solvent, the strongest acid in a given protonic solvent is the one which results from autoionization, and that is the cation part of the solvent. The strongest base is naturally the anion of the solvent. We have listed three autoionization reactions here. Two water molecules giving hydronium ion and hydroxide ion. Two ammonia molecules giving NH4 plus ion and NH2 minus ion. Please note this is NH4 plus. And the third one is two molecules of acetic acid giving rise to acid and base. Leveling effect of water on strong acids. What will water do to strong acids? The apparent strength of a protonic solvent is dependent on the solvent in which acid it is dissolved. When all acids that are stronger than hydronium ion are added to water, they will donate a proton to it to form hydronium ion itself and it will have equal strength. So one example is depicted, HCl and water to give hydronium ion and chloride ion. This is a bar graph depicting leveling effect of water on strong acids. Along the y-axis we have acid strength, and along the x-axis it should be the label of each acid that we have drawn here. The first one, the dark blue color one, is HClO4, the orange one is Hi, the grey color is HBr, the yellow color is HCl, the light blue color is nitric acid, and the green one is hydronium ion. What this graph says is all the strong acids which are at different levels, they will be equated to one particular level of hydronium ion. This will only happen when you add all these strong acids into water. All the acids which are having various strengths, they will be brought to the level of hydronium ion. So this is called as leveling effect. The solvents in which complete proton transfer occurs are called as leveling agents. More basic solvents than water, like liquid ammonia, produce leveling effect on a larger group of acids. Therefore, strong acids are leveled to the strength of weak acid. This is a very important statement. Strong acids are leveled to the strength of weak acid, such as ammonium ion. A weak acid like acetic acid is as strong as hydrochloric acid or nitric acid in presence of liquid ammonia. The reason being, all acids ionize completely in liquid ammonia to give ammonium ions. We have two reactions written here, acetic acid plus ammonia giving ammonium ion and acetate ion, HCl and ammonia giving again ammonium ion and chloride ion. Acetic acid in short acts as a differentiating solvent. We'll see why. A solvent which is more acidic than water, such as acetic acid, has a low leveling effect on the strengths of the acid. These acids are only partially ionized in acetic acid medium. The reason being, acetic acid is a poor proton acceptor but is a better proton donor. Hence, acetic acid acts as a differentiating solvent towards the acid but as leveling solvent for bases. Leveling effect of water on strong bases. Strong bases like hydride ion, amide ion, ethoxide ion react completely with water to form hydroxide ion. So we write a reaction X minus plus water giving HX plus OH minus. In aqueous solution, OH minus ion is the strongest base, hence all these strong bases are leveled to the strength of OH minus ion in aqueous solution. So we depict this with the help of a graph. We have base strength along the y-axis and we have the labels of the bases along the x-axis. We have three different acids shown here: sodium hydride, sodamide and sodium ethoxide. The dark blue one is sodium hydride, the orange one is sodamide, the grey one is sodium ethoxide, the yellow one is sodium hydroxide. This graph says that the three different bases which are at various base strengths, they are all equated to the strength of sodium hydroxide. We go to the next slide. When sodium hydride, which contains strong base hydride ion, is added to water, it reacts vigorously to form hydroxide ion. So the reaction goes like this: sodium hydride plus water giving sodium ions, OH minus ions and hydrogen. Similar reactions occur when bases stronger than hydroxide ion are added to water. So we show sodamide plus water giving sodium ions and OH minus ions and ammonia. Similarly, the third base which we had chosen, sodium ethoxide, is added to water. It will give sodium ions, OH minus ions and ethyl alcohol. Solvents which are more basic than water, like ammonia, have a low leveling effect on the strong bases. Such solvents are good proton acceptors rather than proton donors. Thus, such solvents are differentiating solvents for the bases. Solvents more acidic than water produce a leveling effect on a larger group of bases. Thus, anhydrous acetic acid reacts completely with most of the common bases such as cyanide ion, hydroxide ion, ethoxide ion and amino NH2 minus ion, leveling all of them to the strength of acetate ion. With this, I finish acids and bases.